Hello everyone, I hope you are doing good and reading awesome books. So welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Ravi, and in this whole video it will be about students and how to become good student and score good marks, prepare for your exams and how to study, focus intentionally. So this video is all about that because recently I've read a book called How to Become a Straight A Student by the author Cal Newport, and he is a great author. I've read his book Deep Work. So in this video, this whole video is about his tips and techniques that he shared in the book called How to Become a Great A Student in your college. So in your college, in your school, so these tips will be very helpful for you if you are a student. So make sure you watch the full video. So let's talk about how you can achieve very good marks or good scores while you study very less hours of each day. So just study very less hours of every day and you can achieve good marks, good scores in your college or in your school exams. So basically Cal Newport talks about the concept called focusing intently. So focusing intently, which is the same thing like deep work or deep study. Most of the people's or students' problem is while they study, they can't focus or they get distracted very easily. And Cal Newport talks about when you practice focusing intently, your concentration or you focus like intentionally while you study when you practice focusing intently. So Cal Newport talks about if you want to be consistent in your study, like every day consistently reading or study your materials, you have to control your schedule. So you have to plan your whole day while you're scheduling everything in your calendar. So basically if you want to control your whole day or if you want to be focused while you study, you have to like manage or control all of your environments. It's easy to say like I'm very focused while I'm studying my materials, but it's really hard to do it. So basically when you sit down and open your book and you study for like 15 minutes or half an hour, it gets very difficult to stay consistent like for 2 hours or 3 hours of study. So you'll get distracted. So Cal Newport talks about for this thing, if you want to practice it daily and if you want to be consistent in your study, you have to plan your whole day. If you don't have a plan and if you don't have a complete task written down on a calendar on a piece of paper, your brain will get distracted by like constantly uncompleted tasks, or your brain will can't focus. If you have a written this thing like I have to do this task for half an hour, your brain will get connected like all of these things and will prepare before your task get started. So basically you have to have a calendar and a piece of paper where you write your to-do list to remember. So for this method you need to have two items. First is the calendar and the second is a list. So a list is a piece of paper and where you will write your to-do list or like to remember things or to schedule things. So basically your calendar should be large enough where you will fill items for the day, and your list should be divided into two things. First is schedule and the second is to remember. So basically you will divide your list in these two categories, schedule and remember. So the first step is to update your calendar. Each morning when you wake up, you look at to the to remember column of your yesterday's list, and where you have written down your task or your commitments which you have to do on the next day, and look up to remember columns and add each and every items in your today's calendar list. Add each task in your calendar, assigning the days which don't already have the designated time. For example, research English paper topic. Step 2 is write your schedule. So in the schedule column of today's list, write down any non-negotiable commitments. For example, your classes. So you don't have to miss your classes. So you have to write down in your schedule list. And in the order of priority, write down in your calendar like for the time slot that you have to going to attend. For that you don't miss in your schedule column list. So be realistic and allow yourself enough time to complete each and every project, and don't be in a rush. Give yourself rest and your body and eat healthy. And when your schedule is full, move all to your list to your calendar for the next day. And if you're not sure when to schedule your study session, Cal Newport recommends all of the students should study before the dinner. So basically most of the students prefer study at night, but the night is the both like prime socialization time where you have the least amount of energy remaining. So Cal Newport suggests you should study before the dinner, and for the day like where you have small breaks for like 45 minutes before you go to classes, and where you can study in the between those times and prefer like a place where you have a very quiet surroundings and environment where you don't get distracted easily. So study like before the dinner time, and give small breaks. Step 3 is adjust your schedule as necessary. So you have to adjust your schedule or your to-do list when the time is needed, where you generally feel like I have to do something which is very important, or so you don't have to break your schedule time. Add it to your commitment task like before 1 hour or after the 1 hour, but you don't have to cancel or break your schedule list. For example, say you have scheduled a pre-lunch study session from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. but you get immediately invited for a lunch in the afternoon. So you can adjust and you shuffle your study sessions and you can work from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. and you get 1 hour lunch in the afternoon. So the last step is to fill in your list. So basically you have to write down everything in your to remember column list. From the start to your day, by the night you will encounter like a lot of different tasks and a lot of commitments to be done by yourself, and you have to write down all of the things in your to remember list. The main purpose is to write down your task into the to remember column list is to remove the commitments and the task from your brain and put down into the external thing, which is like a piece of paper or like in your smartphone, like whatever. You have to empty your mind and write down your task into the piece of paper in the to remember list, so that you can focus more on your current task, on your study materials. So when your mind is free, your mind is empty, obviously you will concentrate more on your study materials, on your study sessions. So these are the 4 steps that you need to be take care of if you want to be consistent with your reading, and if you want to score good marks in your college and in your school, if you want to be good at study sessions. So these 4 steps will be very good for you, and these are from the book How to Become a Grade A Student by the author Cal Newport. So make sure you read the book as well from the whole understanding. For the more details, I will put the link in the description box below, so you guys can check it out, the book as well. So yeah, if you are new here, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell icon. I'm posting this type of videos every week, so if you like it, make sure you like the video, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.